Well. If it isn't you, my little banana gobblers, how is everybody today? I see we have 135 viewers. And how many likes do we have? One like and 135 viewers. Oh my goodness. Hit that like button and get that number up for me. So you'll notice there's a different background. That's awful with the chat box, isn't it? The watermelons are good, but the chat box just can't see nothing, so we'll have to fix that quickly and then we'll get on with the information. The important information. Is that working? Hello all. Hello Jamie. Doubled my positions today. You got 24 likes on my end. 24 from 150 odd viewers. You hate me, don't you guys? You don't love me anymore. I'm not sure why, but you really don't love me. Not like you used to. I'm sorry. What did I do? I'm so sorry. Well, look, destinations. Matthew Schiller subscribed. Thank you very much. Owen Crosby subscribed. Welcome. Mimo is so cool. Subscribed. Welcome, Mimo. And other names I can't read. I see a donation there. I don't see it coming up here, but I see it there on the side. Private Taboo Tongue. We got some new alerts. This one, all of them are designed by the Cord. So plenty of them. If that's what you're interested in. Looks like I have to adjust the duration of that one. Seems to be lasting a little bit longer than you might imagine. It's going on and on and on and on and on, in fact. Stop alert! Finally. Jeez. Sheesh, kebabs. That was a long one. Let's hope that one doesn't come up again. Attention passengers. This is the last stop before Alpha Centauri. I still love you, you fanny. D, you're awake! Thanks for that. Oh no, it is Harley Quinn again. Damn it. I'm gonna have to sort it out. She's coming up far too frequently already. Sorry. Which one was she? She was this one, right? Is she? Yes. Alert duration. Should only be 13 seconds, but we're getting what out of that? 28, I see. There we go, fixed that. Awesome. Right. So how is everybody? The prices are at 209.77. We've only got a little cute, tight-knit group of people watching now, so I'll get on with the TA and then the video will be as useful as possible to as many people as possible. I'm going to keep it simple today. Yesterday I did 3 videos, 2 live streams and then a short. The second live stream, during that I talked about how there was a potential big move coming and discussed various aspects of it and the implications and the signature for the move. Right now, in my mind, it was Bing Bong Mark II. It was like the chat saying, the last stop before Alpha Centauri. Now that last stop is like the last stop when the signature is given. As you know, the HPV on the 4 hour, as it does back here, right? Let's cover it anyway. On the short, I tried to make a video that most people will be able to share, as many people as possible. So if you see it anywhere, share it everywhere, download it and share it everywhere so that everybody can get rich, because it's coming. And the way that we can tell that it's coming is because it's doing something like we said in Bang Bong 1. I told you what would happen, and I told you at one point in the future we'd be here now today and we'd be saying, right, we had Bing prices. She's back again. She really does feature heavily. Sorry. Okay, that one worked. We fixed it. Your short clip got my Titties all jacked last night. Thanks, Daniel. That's great. Thanks for the donation. That's very welcome. It's very much appreciated. And I think I probably have others that I've missed because they're not showing up on the screen now. What do I see here? Daniel did that. Yeah, D said, still love you, Fanny. Thanks. I hope your titties are jacked too, D, but you were a bit drunk. Daniel, on the other hand, is awake bright and early today. Private Taboo Tongue reporting in. I've eaten all the red of my melons there. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent arts. Well done. That's excellent, Private Taboo Tongue. What an example you are for the rest of the troops. Make sure you get rid of all that red, folks. We've not got much time left. And then that's that. Great. Okay, excellent. We're all good. And I'm glad I got your tits there, Jack, there, Daniel. That's what I set out to do. But I don't do these things for no reason. Far be it from me. I'm the last person who's going to get you hyped for no reason, right? Tell your family and friends. Bing bong. Streamlabs kicking off again. Hopefully it explodes soon. I've been edging since that clip. Jack, well, let's see, right? We'll talk about what's going on here, right? We said we had Bing Bong. It was in around, I don't know, 13th, 17th of May, sometime like that. I can check here wherever it was. So it's probably around here, right? Probably this is when I talked about Bing, right? This was it here. Bing. This was the Bing from Bing Bong that most of you guys came to this channel from, right? Now, you're not you directly, but most of the greater audience that maybe they don't even tune in all the time, and they only tune in for that one Bing Bong thing. That may be where a big chunk of my ghost audience comes from, or it might be you. This was it, right? Like I said, this is what's going to move. It's going to move. And you might never get that price on GME again in the history of GME. Why was that? It was because we had this signal. It was just started. The same collapse from before it, right, in volatility on the HVP was being replicated. And I could tell already that something huge was coming. And I said to you, something huge is coming. We might never get this price again because historically that's the way it's been. It's only been fired off twice in the history of this company. It's only ever been fired twice. It's looked exactly like this, and it's led to the price. You've never got that price again on GME. And the same thing's happened, right? It collapsed down. I said it to everyone in the middle of the night. Look, now we've reached the threshold, right? And how did I define that we had reached the threshold? The important point that made me get up in the middle of the night and make that video was the duration of time that we had spent in the breakdown, right? After it went through. Give me my ruler back. After we'd gone through 43 bars, right? So this breakdown happened. And we went through about 40 bars, right? And then we called this Bing Bong because the breakdown matched the previous breakdown. We'd gone below the simple moving average on this period time frame. We were touching off the top of it. We're touching off the top of it here. And we were below historical levels that you could put in just a horizontal line like that, and you can see we were right at that level we'd only ever been at twice before, and only once with such a violent impulse that we could anticipate. And that level we reached again. So we said bing, and then we said the prices will go up. You'll never get that entry again. And then at some point, the prices will reach this level, this green line, where our HVP reached again. We reached there, right? We reached there, and then there's a dramatic drop off in the HPV again. And I say dramatic, I mean regards to its previous rise, and then with regards to the simple moving average, right? So it's trended up at a slightly higher trajectory, so it's got a slightly higher moving average. So you may expect slightly less of a retrace, which is what we've done. We've just done that, right? There might be another couple of ticks, but we've done it. We've done everything we could possibly need to do. And I told you this day would come, and here it is. It's today, right? So if you stuck around from then to now, awesome, man. That's awesome. Or dude or girl or whatever. And you can see that this formation lasted approximately 79 bars on the 4-hour candle, right? 4-hour time period. And this one you go over and you draw it long and you see how long's that been on for? 75 days, right? 75 of these candles, right? So you might get 4 more, and it's a 4-hour timeline. So you're going to get what? 2 more days out of this before this is absolutely going to completely and utterly wreck this chart, right? It's going to go miles, right? And what do I mean by miles? Well, I mean it's going to end up doing the full, absolutely doing at least the full measured move from this cup handle. When I say the full measured move, I mean that in the 100% side of full. Right, it's going to do at least that once it does its explosion, right? It might take a while, but that's where it's going. It's going up to $577. And I anticipate fully that there'll be a break at 343, and there'll be other tiny little areas in between where there will be some questions being asked, but those questions will be answered with an emphatic "get the fuck out of my garden." How can we be sure, right, that it's only one indicator? But fuck, it's good, right? It's good. You'll never get signals like this. You never get them. The fact that you've got somebody on the internet telling you for free, right, this is like it's pretty good shit. Then what else do we look at? Something I pointed out yesterday, that we have literally never in the history of this company, we have literally never in the entire existence of GameStop had volume lower than we did in yesterday's final 4 hours. Literally never in the history of GameStop. And on the 12 hours, literally never. On that 12 candle, we literally never had lower volume in the history of this company. So which confirms that trend, that any trend that kicks off is going to be like an absolute tinderbox. It's going to go crazy. This like the fuse on this explosion is tiny. It's absolutely tiny. Once it's lit, there's absolutely shit all chance you're getting out of the way. Right? It's not happening. And where do we get those things from? Or what's the excellent confirmation of it? Well, it's my favourite indicator that's made me so much money over the years is the Rocky Outcrop's DMI. And from here, what you ideally like to see on a big strong trending move is your ADX dipping into its lowest possible level. You'd like the background volatility to flash, right? You'd like there to be consternation between the DI plus and DI minus, where they're fighting for supremacy as the trend completely dies, and you'd like to see a touch of bullish divergence. You've got all of that, right? You've got all of that. And what does the price do from places like this? It goes like, look at it, you can see like the exact same signature you've got here, right? Fighting whomp, like that's incredible, right? That went from 40 to 176 without taking a breath, right? So you can work out similar deals here and look at that, and then and in between again, right? That was again another one. Flashed, you had the consternation, you had exactly what you needed with the ADX, you had the DI positive win the fight, and that and what do you think's going to happen, folks? What do you think's going to happen, right? And then you go up again, and you're like, well, what else? Like, what else defines like an incredible move? Well, when your Bollinger Bands get incredibly tight, like incredibly tight, so that if you do any sort of a move, and on this sort of volume, any sort of a move will move you at distance, you'll be outside the top Bollinger Band. And if you open, close, and open again outside the top Bollinger Band on the 4-hour candle, this happens, right? This happens. It goes from 26 to $500, right? Right, that's what happens. Or it did it here, right? That was the smashed hell out of it here, and that was the previous move we talked about from 39 to 175. You know, and we've got a measured move on the candles on this candlestick from this large Bukowski pattern that's taken us from 343 up to $600. You know, and what is the characteristics of this when you look back on like, this is a crazy awesome uptrend, right? But when you look back on these moments, these are the sort of moments that as a trader, especially when you're first starting out, you wish you could identify in advance, right? You wish you could, because you know that it could change your life, right? If you've already got a winning attitude, and then you add in the aptitude, and you get the timing right with trading, there's nothing in the world can stop you. And there's nothing you can't do with your life if you can take control of these markets. And this is doing it, right? This is saddling that horse, right? This is like fucking slaying a dragon. And when you count up these three indications, right, with your trend, right, your volume, your volatility, and then the last one that you might think about, right, we've also got here with your Bollinger Bands, which is a measure of the strength of the trend as with regards to its standard deviation from its basis line, which is a 20-period moving average. So that's again like a degree of momentum, but again trend, and again volatility, which is historically it's low because you can see the bands are tightening. But if we just take these off and add in MACD on the 4 hour, we turn on our moving averages, you can see we're above the 200 period, we're below the center line, the MACD and the signal line are about to come in for a positive cross as we go over the center line, right? The few of you who found me from the first few posts I did on this talked about these moves using this indicator alone, and never in any of them did it give as good and as clean a signal as it's about to fucking give us now, right? So you add all that together, this is going to go fucking crazy. It's going to go fucking crazy. It's got absolutely shit all to do with the news, right? It's got absolutely shit all to do with any corporate actions that are coming up. It's got nothing to do with the crypto dividend. This chart, before any of it happened, is telling you as loud as you can possibly hear in every language that's been spoken since the beginning of time, it's telling you that GME is going to explode, right? It's going to explode. And so in the future, when you're watching the news and they say, oh, it's because of this, you can say, well, if that's true, if it's because of that event that didn't fucking happen when we already knew it was going to happen, does that mean that the news is completely full of shit? Does that mean that everything you've been brought up to believe about event psychology is bollocks? And in fact, you should never believe a single thing that you can't work out for yourself. Then, hey, welcome to the fucking truth, buddy. The news is just some way of explaining shit that already happened. Here, we're telling you not only the explanation, but we're telling you before it's happened. Right, so that's what you're looking at, and this nothing, right? Because the truth of this formation is it could easily be something like this, and the measured move off of this takes us up to 700. That could be this move when this volume breaks and this DMI flash, the signal ends and it's look but never stare, go, and this takes off and that volume breaks out. Yeah, this could easily go up to $700. You know, $700 from $200. You're going to turn around to your friends and family and tell them to buy it at $700 when at that stage we all know it's going to 2,450. None of them will be able to afford it, right? You have to tell them now. And that's not financial advice, but from you to them it might be. You know, when we were talking about this buy, right? This is where a lot of people found me. We were saying this is a huge buy. Tell your friends and family. Then up here, you know, some people's friends and family couldn't afford it anymore, right? I did the first of Bing Bongs. That was it, right? Loads of people couldn't really afford a full share of it after that point. And here we come for the bong, for the fucking bong, the echo. The echo is going to literally echo for generations, right? People grow up reading this in textbooks, right? As if they're going to still have fucking textbooks. This is what everyone's going to look back on, and they're going to say, you know, if only I'd known there. Same way people are saying, if only I'd known there. Same people were saying, if only I'd known there. And how many people were saying, I'd only known there, if I'd only known, right? And how many people were back here, right? In the August last year. How many people wish that, right? Oh, how many more do you want before before the moon. This is it. Right, now there's other TA we can do. You can turn on the moving averages. You can remove some of these things here. Go down to the 15 minutes, you can see we're right on this line. Which doesn't mean anything, because it's not the weekly and it's diagonal, so I'm not interested. And there you can see, right, well, we've put in these recent areas here. Put that little line there. It doesn't need to be so thick. We'll change the details on it. It doesn't need to be like that, guys. That below us. There's your good area there, obvious area there, and then up above, right? Now it doesn't need to be so thick either. In fact, it doesn't need to be there at all. So that's that, and then we'll go and we'll draw on the Fibonacci's, and we'll see from this retrace down here. That's a pitchfork. I'm doing that all the time nowadays. I've got it there anyway. Left to right, top to bottom. You can see the important ones are yellow and blue. We need to get above the 236. That comes in at 225.50. Get above there. Short shrift before we're back up at 277. You can see that's confluent with our high that we would need to break. The breakdown point, the previous resistance area, the previous support, and then where we broke down from, right? And that comes in confluent with the 618, as you can see. It's the yellow line, that fib. And that's where prices are going, folks, to 278. And once they've got there, they'll have a minor retrace. They'll come back to one of these levels. Then they're going to go up to 343. And all of that is going to make it too late to take advantage of this move. So take this video, make a copy of it. Take yesterday's video. One of them's 57 seconds long, explains most of it. Other one's 3 minutes or 4 minutes long. You can find it on r/Tradespotting on Reddit. And then there's another one on my YouTube channel. It's 40 minutes long where I talk about it. And then there's today where I explain it in detail and talk about it previously and talk about the duration of the previous move in this one and explain in detail how important it is that you do take advantage of these sort of situations when you're trading. Now, there is no guarantees in life, and none of this is financial advice. But wouldn't you in future, if you could, speak to yourself today? I love bongs. I do too, Baba Majama, and I love you. Wouldn't you wish if you had the chance to speak to your future self, to do that and take that opportunity? Trust me, your future self wishes 1,000,000 times more that they could speak to you. And what do you think you would say if you could come back, right? Now, to here, to now, before, right? What would you say? What would you do? What would you tell the people you care about? When do you want to buy, right? You know, it's not financial advice, because I can't give you financial advice morally, ethically, legally. But you can talk to your friends and family. You can talk to everybody you know on social media, and I've given you something you can use that people will be able to trust, right? Because they can look back and test it themselves, and everything was clear as day there. And if it wasn't, you can watch the video 5 times. And I put the short on there and made it not monetized and made sure that so that there was no barriers, right? As many people as possible can watch that thing. It's dead short, it's dead simple, it's dead clear, and it's the bong, right? It's the bong that matches up with the bing. Badman Majama, $50. Thanks so much, really appreciate it. You're a legend, mate. Okay, so that's that. I mean, there is more things we can cover. It also talked about where price action's going based on the Fibonacci's and whatnot, and what we need to do to recover. There is downside areas, right? You could also bear them in mind. We've been in this Fibonacci. We haven't recovered to 236 yet. We've not recovered anything significantly above it, even for any amount of time that I'd consider important. So that's not happened yet, right? We're still in a downtrend with the lower highs, and despite this being a higher low, it's not significantly so, and we still haven't certainly put in any form of a higher high. So this is all still negative, right? I'm telling you this when everything is looking, from a very amateur perspective, everything's looking kind of negative. But once you've been doing this for a while and you understand what this actually is, you understand the truth. There is no good and evil. There is no right and wrong. There is just those choices that we make ourselves. And those are what result in the world that you live in and the life you lead. And my life is full of risk, and I take these sort of decisions all the time and enjoy it. And I try to make sure that it's not dangerous as much as possible. But, you know, all I really want is opportunities. You give me enough of them, I'll win. Same with yous. BMJ, buy some more shares for yourself and your crazy cat, so generous. BMJ. Yo, BMJ, thanks so much, BMJ. Thanks. Right, so that alone made the stream worthwhile from BMJ there, and did a little donations beforehand. Lovely. Thanks very much. Is there a buy-in target for today? Well, look, I think things are going to explode. I think it's only a matter of time. I think there isn't much time, but like you can see from this formation that there's right. Yeah, it's now. If you're buying today and you don't care what the price does tomorrow, then the buy is now. If you want the best possible entry, then you'd work up from where are the prices likely to go, and then what's the path of least resistance. And it's really obvious from looking at this that there's a chance that this will touch the bottom again. It's touched the top of it once, twice, 3, 4 times, right? It's at least 3 times. So at the bottom we've only got 1, 2 touches, so it could quite easily come in and touch the bottom of this again, right? And that comes in at around $188. But you might be thinking to yourself, hey, that doesn't seem very likely. It looks like the MACD is about to cross on the 30 minutes there. That's a buy signal. And I'd say, well, you've got to counter that with the fact that you're below the 200 period moving average. And you're also right at resistance. And do you want to buy at resistance? And it's like, well, is it resistance on every timeline? Because when we go up things and start looking at it, you can see that perhaps the trend might be about to turn back up, and that's what you would expect to see in the MACD at that stage. So I wonder, and when you drop down to the 15 minutes, you can see, well, we're actually like in a really, really tight place. All the moving averages have come together. They're very, very, like, they've converged, and the 20 period is starting to flick up. And if it does and starts crossing above 55 to 100 to 200, and all the rest of them start catching up, and then they start all turning up and going into a positive splay, then wow, that's fantastic, right? And to do that, you're sitting at these or above these when you're at resistance. That means that maybe it is going to turn around, and we will get a test at least of that 200 on the 30 minutes. And if you are going to get a test of around $220, then wouldn't you rather get in now? A lot of people would. That'll be us above this formation again, and that's, as I say, this is when it's drawn as a channel, which is like the most sensible and safest and most reliable way to trade these shapes. But the truth is, like, that before it was a channel, I had it drawn on as this wedge. And what you can see here is that we broke out of this wedge, and it might even have been more like that. Cutting off those things there, going through like that sort of angle. You can see that we touched it and we touched it again, and then we went through it on this move, came back, retested it, went up, hit the 236, came back, more or less touched it again, weren't able to hold it, dipped down, straight back through it. You know, you could say that this was a wedge, and that we're now doing what you do when you break out of and retest very messy wedges, as you do that sort of thing. People will look at that and say, is it potentially like a W bottom here? And yeah, it potentially is. There's your W, and it's at the bottom of this downtrend. Where would that be representative? Well, what you would see something like, you would expect to see some sort of touches of divergence in that sort of thing, and you can see them here. Of course, the RSI was increasing in strength as the price was still dying off, right? So there was a degree of that there, and if you drop down to the 15 minutes, You can see that prices between this point and this point were lower, but the RSI was higher, and there was your divergence that maybe took it out of that wedge and puts it into the channel. And then from a channel's perspective, what are you looking to do to break this? Well, you want to just float on up past the top and that, and there's price action beyond there. Maybe you're looking to buy it again, so your entry for today is either really, really risk averse, and you're holding for that sort of area at 183 to 188, or you're hoping to retest the bottom of this. If it's, let's assume it's like a parallel formation, it's running horizontal at the minute rather than up or down, then you might be looking for another test of this low that we put in, two testing that already. Now that's possible at around $200, but you know, it depends, right? I mean, would you wait? I wouldn't wait when I know everything else that's going on. So there's another potential entry. And then when you're drawing this out, you could say, right, well, actually, let's measure the moves within this Fibonacci from here down to its ultimate low and say, here's 236. If we test 206.75, that might be a very good entry, because prices like getting anywhere close to that is at the 236 retrace of this fib. We've already gone well beyond it and hit the 618. That was perfectly understandable, and we drew this out from our ultimate highs. That's why we went there and came back testing the 236, and then we want to recover the 382. We nearly did that earlier. Once we break through there on the next time, we're going to be above all our moving averages on this time frame. Where is that 382? It's in there. Next time we go through there, body closes below it. Next time we go and open a body and that above it, it's going straight up there again. I'll go to 223, spot 27 or something. And then there'll be little stalls at 214. So like that's the outcome, and the question strips away a lot of the assumptions. We say, what's the entry for today? I say it was built in. Lots of assumptions are built in. One is that you're bullish, and one is that you don't mind what happens long term with the price you're wanting to buy today. And then essentially you're looking to support and resistance, fib levels, and the formation that we're in. And with the formation that we're in, it's kind of counterintuitive, because you don't like to buy at resistance. But is this technically resistance? No. I mean, we drew the levels of resistance out. There's one above us at 212. It's not very far, but then it's actually up around 223. So is this actually a good buy? Is this actually support? Well, these candles would tell you it is, right? Because we've managed to hold this line for a long time. It's also important from back here. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to last. It may indeed break. Then down below, you're looking at 200 if you get below 2675. And if you get below there, then you're looking down at 188 to 182. But, you know, at that stage, it's like, what you're really trying to do, you know, because this is moving, and it's going to move hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I've never been more convinced of this move that I've been talking about for ages now. I've never been more convinced of it than I was after they did to finish the TA at yesterday's live show. Never. So you're actually looking at these levels, right? And when you look back on it, although it's above us, if we break out to like 217, 218 and come back, then you've got an entry for today at 219, 220, well now, might be as far down as 215, right? If you break through there, maybe you'll get back in at 212, who knows? Depends where this line actually is real from, right? And it may be that that's slightly lower, so the retrace then itself would then be slightly lower, but it's not really, it's more like that. That's about right, yeah. So it may be that your best entry for today, buddy, is to watch price action, and it might not get it by today. So watch price action go up and then retrace back to 21675, and that might be your best entry. If you were trading with somebody else's money, that's the one you'd have to take, right? Because it's your responsibility to remove as much risk as is absolutely possible. So OPM, right, professionals that are like not market movers, they're not whales themselves, but managing other people's accounts would enter there. Traders, day traders and so on, they'd be looking for entries at smaller time frames, this 236 at 206.75, 207.25, that sort of area. They'd be looking at. People that are like risk averse and really don't actually enjoy trading unless they're getting something like really deep value drops or deep dips or just, people that really love their mail, they'll be looking in at around 202 to 198, that sort of zone. They love that. And then the people that really like make shitloads of money but don't trade all that often and would only ever do it if the price really jumped into their lap, they'll be waiting for 182 to 188. So it's up to you what type of person you are, right? And they've all got credit, and those three groups outlined are all good mentality for people who trade, right? Just differences, different horses, different courses. So that's that part of that question answered. So that's that, right? That's like the best TA you'll see on GME, other than perhaps run by Rocky Outcrop today, with the hugely important signals like across 4, maybe 5 indicators, all confluent with empirical data on what's happened when we've had it before. And so you mix all that together, and it's not just TA, it's proper due diligence. And on top of that, we then did entries for today and areas where things are likely to bounce around at, and talked about it from different people's perspective, like different types of people who would take different moves. And also you've got a little bit of education in the fibs that are coloured. So that, along with how I described how you use the MACD and how you would combine it with a 200 period moving average and the time frames that were important on, a little bit of explanation I did with the DMI and how you use it to confirm trends, and then the talk about the volume. Add all that up, that's good value, right? That you've got good value today, for sure. And I hope it helps. So, let me know what you think, chaps. People that really love their mail. Thank you so much. It was such an amazingly thorough answer. I can't believe I understand all of it, and I'm itching to basically double down. MWG. There you go, you're welcome, buddy. Very welcome. Thanks for subscribing and tuning in. It's really appreciated. Tell your friends, they'd enjoy it too, probably. And if not, then you've got lots of new friends here. I couldn't wait to FOMO this morning. So good, Jimmy. Thank you. You're welcome, mate. Okay, I'm going to go beat some Turing while I'm still covered in sweat. Alexa, play Tool. Oops, shit. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Yeah, cheeky. Volume, super low. Criminal, meaning reverse repos, not this stream. I have missed a part of the conversation. Yes, seriously, criminal. The reverse repos. It is, isn't it? Well, I mean, it literally is if they're using rehypothecated treasury bonds. Then holy bugger majuggeries, and even if they're not, the way beyond threshold tolerances are completely out of whack when it does come back in some sort of elasticated snap. Some people's computers are going to ruin their lives. I've seen it personally up front with my own eyes. Tradespotting on TA, and fun to follow along. Thanks heaps, you're welcome. How do we ask Cloudbot questions? You have to put an exclamation mark at the start, and then there's certain commands she understands, others that for some reason don't work, even though I've tried to set them up. Tradespotting, great TA sesh. Thanks very much, Goblin. Yo, Eddie, great to see you, buddy. And People Jam, lol, good to see you as well. Look at that headbands I've got there. So you'll see in chat now, this is like, I mean, it's humorous and it's fun and all, but there's a serious point to what I do here, right? This is serious shit, right? This literally makes and... Yeti's a member. Awesome. Thanks so much. Welcome to Chimp Yeti. That's appreciated. Cheers, mate. Yeti, you're part of the family. You've been for ages now. I was going to talk about something. Yeah, the important thing about your members' icons there, right? You'll see is that if every month they change color, right, and they get, and I think it's in line with Cry. I did Cry for a couple of years, but can't remember now what the belts go like. I was never doing it for the belts. I was doing it to break people's faces. Those people who deserved it never broke a face that didn't deserve it. Those headbands you've all got on your monkeys, right? Those headbands start on white and they go yellow and so on. They go through the colours, and although red belt in karate is quite early on, they end in a red belt, right, after 6 months. That's when you get your red belt on your monkey around his head. You get the red headband after 6 months. And the truth is, although there's loads of different studies that show you the likelihood you are to make money or get liquidated when you first start trading, I can tell you from first-hand experience that it's nearly everybody. It's literally nearly everybody who starts trading within 6 months has had their entire account liquidated. And when I say nearly everybody, apparently the studies I would most believe have seen anywhere between 92 and 94%. I've seen famous studies that talk about 85%, and I've heard brokerage firms who try to put the best possible spin on it say it's 64%. And so if you manage to make it to a red headband as a member of this channel, not only will you have supported me in everything that I do, and I really hope got good value in return, and you'll have got a cool little headband, and hopefully you'll have learned loads by that stage. If you haven't got liquidated and you've got a red headband on your thing, you're literally better than 94% of every other person who will ever trade, right? Ever. So think about that. Daniel, you never did make it a Sasquatch for me to upgrade, lol. Haha! Daniel, what a legend. Daniel does so much for the channel. Thank you, Daniel. I wish I could spread the love and more and lessen the burden on you, my brother, Daniel, basically at this stage. Welcome, Lipton. Merrick Sanders, like 14 trillion in June. Yeah, like 14 trillion across the back of the head is what it's going to look like in November. Deacon Brody, haha, nice try. Andy A, haha, right on. Daniel Assange just super chat $5. Thanks. Yay, thank you, Daniel. That's a few times today. Thanks, Daniel. And D, I've been trading for just short of 6 months and I'm up hundreds of %. I guess I got lucky. I guess you did when you found Rocky, and now you did get lucky, and we've got lucky finding you because you're a fucking solid bloke, D. I guess you did get lucky. Either that or you've done something or not done things that other people couldn't help themselves from doing. I keep nearly missing these streams, says Danny Wildo. Oh, you keep nearly missing them, but always just catching them. Tradespotting. Be really helpful if this stream was in 1080p so we could see the chart better, says Tico. Well, no worries, Tico. How do I do that? Well, I'll probably need to do something. Can I do it over here on this settings? I might not be able to because the internet I've got is not that great, and everything about the setup here is totally shit, and I only ever got paid by YouTube twice there. This is the first time it was $1.94, the second time was last week, the first time I got paid, and I'd been living without any money until then, so most of it went to paying off bills that I'd built up in the meantime. So once I get over the back of things, then I'll get a better upgraded internet connection, and get cameras are on the way, so that's ordered. Slightly better monitor so that I can see things going on at the side of things here. And replacing shit because everything I owned in my life got nicked off me just before I started doing YouTube, so I put it all in a van and move houses. And then van stuff got broken out. You're convincing me that I should buy more. Well, I'm not convincing you, buddy. It's the charts. They convinced both of us. Tradespotting just love the stonk. I see. It's the stonk. It's what you loved. It's not me at all, is it? It's just the stonk. It's not GME. It's GME. Tradespotting said to Rabbi, I'm nothing like you. I eat pork on every Sabbath, the Rabbi replied. We all both celebrate Sabbath. Haha. You see, that which binds us. You can always put things in there to differentiate and distinguish, but the truth is that we are who and what we are, right? Concurrent viewers dropped off significantly. Perhaps they thought, Jamie's TA has finished. Playbacks 2,000, that's like the lowest day. Despite making so many videos yesterday and doing so much this week, viewership numbers are completely falling off a cliff. You'd think it would be different because I'm putting more and more effort and more things, and you think, well, things must be getting busier, but it's not at all. So share this video. If you've thought about sharing things and you thought, oh, I don't know, this is doing all right, I don't need to, you do, please help me. Please help me, please. And there's 480 converted viewers, awesome, and 371 likes. That's fucking ace. Thanks, guys. 2 new members as well. That's well good. Thanks. That's brilliant. That's so brilliant. Thanks. No problem. Long time locker finally joined up. Eddie, you're a long time member of the family. I've seen you chatting loads of times. We've spoken. I've said your name out loud. Well, let's be at least 10 times, easily more, right? Tradespotting. In the post-Massian era, we'll just attend your weekly lecture in person, enjoying tea and trading. Haha, weekly lecture. Man, I'll fly around the world and talk to you guys after post-Massians. We're doing streams from your houses. You can have the good internet and whatnot. Can you offer up an opinion for switching meme horses? Tradespotting, can you offer up an opinion for switching meme horses? Is there a serious question in there, or am I missing a joke? I'm in two minds. Please forgive me. I'm in two minds. I don't understand, Lipton. Please ask me again. Where's the explosion? Behind us. We're not going to look at it. We're far too cool for that. It'll be happening behind us, right? And that's how we know, right? Because we saw the explosion coming. So we turned around and we walked away and we got fucking minted. And we didn't even look over our shoulders, right? That's us, right? When this thing goes mental, right? When this thing goes mental, which it's going to do, we're going to be the cool ones that didn't look at the explosion because we know it was happening. Everyone else will be like, oh my god, did you see what happened? And we'll be like, no, we didn't even look because we knew what was happening long beforehand. Daniel Laverne, welcome to Chimp. David, it's Mr. Laverne to you, Jamie. Thanks very much, David. Well, you're very welcome to the family. Hey. How amazing is that alert? That's from the court who made that. He's in Richard's Discord. Rocky. David, squeeze, start, boom. Bing bong, the price is absolutely wrong. And volume off exchange proves it. Whoop whoop. Volume on exchange is a massive signal. You add it into the DMI, it's gonna explode. Then you look at the MACD and you're like, oh my god. And then you go back to the historical volatility percentile and you're like, oh my god, this is the most amazing news I've ever seen in my lifestyle. It's going to completely change. One more share in the bag. Nice. Advancing ape. Long time ape. Advancing. Halt. Nope, never. Hold. Yep, okay. TCAL, my new tagline. Eric and David. Here you eek. Ook, ack. Thanks. David Laverne, ook. Oh, look at that. David's like reaching out and I think he is a fellow ape. I'm very sure that's an ape. Yes, that's ape language. Yet, let YouTube know those of us signed up for alerts are not getting notified when you go live. It'll help get more numbers for a live broadcast. Mate, I've told you, there's this dude on YouTube I've spoken to like 3 times. And he called me, got in touch with me, emailed me then. We phoned each other after I got to 10,000 subscribers and he was like, whoa, you're getting to 10,000 so fast. That's cool. That's amazing. Yada yada blah blah blah. And then since I've been like, yo buddy, this video's got reported from these fannies, will you do something? And he's like, yeah, cool. And then he gives me some advice on that, and then we did it again. It was the same thing again. But like I've mentioned things about the alerts and whatnot, and he's like, yeah. And essentially the message back is that the alerts work, right? And you just need to turn it to all. You need to turn it to alerts, and you need to turn it to all. And the problem is that once you've turned your alerts on, you can turn them to personalized. What that means is that YouTube makes its own mind up what alerts to send you. If you turn it to all, then YouTube will send you them all, but it won't ever send you more than a certain number in one day. Delete, dong, bing bong. And you can have your alerts turned on for like all of the people you really like, but YouTube will then not send you videos or alerts for all of those people, even if you have it turned on all. Obviously that alert was also made by Discord. Let me know what you think in chat, you know. I mean, let me know what's your favourite one and what would you like to see more of. Yep, I was on personalised. What was on personalised, Frostcrest? Aye, Fanny, good call, good try. Unlucky, Grace, but it was a good try. Max Greenwell, just super chatted, $5. Oh, that's why I'm dancing. Thanks, Max. Legend. I sent a group email to both you and Houston. Wait for it. Follow up if you wish. I think sharing your available GME team with him would be sweet. Your call. Yeah, definitely. It would be great to meet Houston, chat to him. And high five him for all the things he's done. Oh, there's Coco. It's you, Coco. How are you? You've been asleep all day. The chat box with the green in the background doesn't work, does it? I don't like it myself. Gonna fix it. I only put this watermelon thing on for a laugh, right? You know, your watermelon banana gobblers, yous, get your suits ready. We're going to the moon. It would be great. I was in Houston's stream last night and I saw people mentioning my name, so I donated to him, and then people were talking to me. I was like, sugars. like too much people talking to me in Houston's chat box. I feel like that was maybe a bit rude. I don't know. Anyway, I certainly don't like it when everyone's in my chat box talking about some other fucking YouTuber and that. I'm like, who's this fucking guy? Anyway, so I didn't want to come across the wrong way. So, but he was very nice on stream there. Really nice guy, as always. And I've watched so many of his videos. He's a total legend. He's a titan, as I was saying. He is. And we need to have a scientist who knows about moon rocks on this journey, right? It's like imperative. So I would very much like to meet him and be on his channel and talk to him and say high five before the squeeze, because afterwards, like, you know, might seem like contrived or whatever, or like that. But I would like to do it, and I do like him. I really like the guy. So there's that, and I've watched all of his shit for fucking ages. The guy's a total legend. Love to be on his show. And I saw that email come in, and only my mum's down and had so many other things to do, like make sure that she didn't walk in and see me and be like, Jamie, look at that mess. What's happened to you since you started YouTube? You know, I was doing that sort of stuff. Plus, I was making videos out of my face yesterday, and I only managed to catch a couple of streams. And I was like, things I wanted to see. Like, I also wanted to see TMI, and he was chatting with Short the Vix, and I wanted to see them two together, have a wee laugh with them in their chat box. But I didn't get much time there, but I did a wee bit. And I also wanted to see Jackson Hunter's videos. He was doing an interview with a psychologist, and then I had 3 videos to make, and I was on for like 4, 5, 6 hours. Plus, I'm moderating with Rocky's chats. And then spend some time in Discord and the subreddit, and that's before I even get close to it, talking about how I've got answering DMs and things and that. Anyway, you know, yo. So, but that's why I'm so delayed. Although, but like, why am I talking about that? Oh, that because yeah, yo, Coco. I can't wait to talk to Houston, even if all he can manage, because he's a busy guy. If all he can manage is just like email chat, that would still be awesome. The guy's amazing, but it'd be even better if I could do a video. Please, Coco. But as it was at Max, was it you was pointing out, I'm going to have to up my shirt game if I want to even get into the fray on that front. And I think you're very right, Coco. I just patted you. What could you possibly want more than that? And I definitely share all my TA knowledge of that genius. This alert is a little bit. This is definitely pushing it. Shocking, even. So, congratulations, yo, buddy. Yeah, man. Cool. What time is it? It's only 6:45. So that means that the markets don't close for donkeys, Cocos. How many people are tuned in? 502. That's not terrible, is it? It's not terrible. No, it's quite nice. Right, so that's that. And what else did I miss there? Andres Anderson. That's the coolest name going. Welcome to Chip. Andres Anderson. Is that you, Mr. Anderson? Yes, it's me, Mr. A. Anderson. Top of the phone book. Ah, sorry, I meant a different Mr. Anderson. Ha, okay, see you later. Welcome to the Chip, Mr. Anderson. It's great to have you here. Yo, Kenny's flatlining. Lamayo. Kenny and his breadstick. What did he do? He pulled like a bedpost off and threw it at his fiancée before their wedding. Like, that's crazy, eh? That's crazy. Like, honestly, that's crazy. I've had girlfriends dump me for telling them to fuck off. He went out with somebody, threw a bedpost at them, and she still married him and stayed married to him for 10 years nearly. And then she gets divorced and says, "Aye, well, you know what he's like. He threw a bedpost at me." It's like, well, why'd you marry him then? You know, just that's on you. None of us married him, right? And if we did, we'd take him down from the inside. We wouldn't just be like, "Oh, I want to escape." Like, look, like, sure, I know you want a divorce and all that money, but and that, you know, you're going to come out and say he threw bedpost at you, but you could have spent a couple of months like proving how he's like nakedly short on everything, and then gone long, and you'd have made far more money, Mrs. Ken Griffin. But yeah, welcome to the fold. I mean, she's part of the team now, whether she likes it or not, and like, you're very welcome. Yo. But you're very loud today, aren't you, Coco? Oh no, it's your nemesis back. So what is the chat anyway recently? Stonk puppet. What's the chat, Stonk puppet? What is the chat? Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. The historical volatility percentile, right? Bang bong. The historical volatility percentile is giving the bong from the bing. This is the last station before Alpha Centauri. And the Bollinger Bands are really tight. And the DMI is giving a flash that's going to go crazy. And the MACD set up. And we had divergence on the RSI. This is the bong. The bong. Okay, so then you've got a STONK puppet also doing the TA. Right, and you also had a little bit of a guest appearance from Coco. I mean, what more could you want in any one little show? Whoop-de-whoop-de. And I say little show because, yep, I did. It's a little show. There was a start, a middle, and an end to all of that stuff. I cancel. Too late, Grace. Frostcrest. Lamal, yeah, I was personalised. Oh my goodness, I still don't know what's happening in that conversation. And maybe that was a while ago because Chat's the same update. Haha. The grape ape. I didn't know we'd be seeing fisting on the stream today. Well, all sorts here, great ape. I have talked about this. I'll not do it. It's too graphic. Tradespotting. It's like tea on acid. Nice to meet you. Harlequin. Nice to meet you. Made my first successful Fibonacci on Naked this morning for a quick trade. Could you take a look at what is action today? Taboo tongue, arts of labour. Shapacha. Can take a look at the old naked. Naked, wookity no. Right, so there's a big formation. There's a big Fibonacci. I was playing this long term, so I wasn't even looking at the smallians. Here's this one. This, I take it, is a retrace from up there, yes. Yes, of course it is. Right, really we want to recover to 6,850 on this. That'd be nifty. Once we did recover 6,850, be looking up at 8,235, and that's not unreasonable. It might stop actually at 7,777. All the sevens, right? Could you take an easy trade? All the sevens. But in the meantime, right, let's look at this. Let's look at this, yo. 618 or below it, or are we above it? Where are we on this 618 of that Fibonacci? Just above it, let's see. Let's actually check. 6523. Well, we're just below it, but not definitively. 15 minute on this candle. We've got 10 minutes left, and we were above it recently. So let's assume that this 15 minute finishes there or thereabouts. And there's one Fibonacci coming at you. As you can see, when it went down here, it used these Fibonacci levels quite well. Like this is Fibonacci is the top from down here to up here, right? So it did the move, and then on the way down, it went through that Fibonacci, down, tested it, down, up, tested the one below, down, tested one above, down. Now it's back testing this one, right? So there's like, what's that? There's like 8 trades, right, that you could have made money on. If I was trading today, I would have taken at least 2, 3 of them and made money. But you know, I'm out here promoting the GMEs, which some days is like it's like imperative, right? Regardless of what I'm going to make off doing it or what it costs me, it's imperative that I do it, because afterwards we'll look back and we'll say, well, he did tell us, like he told us, and he told us, really went out of his way to do it and tell us, like he did. He did tell us. He did. Leptonic. To clarify, I love GME. Apparently AMC and others will squeeze as well. In your opinion, would it be wise to set out for GME? Also, Coco versus Sock, please. Ha! Coco's now sitting down, purring her face off just in front of the keyboard there, so she knows that I like to use the keyboard, and it makes her happy to think that she's stopping me from doing work. Like lots of thank God I was interrupted there. Right, Leptin, that was that one. Thanks very much. Yeah, what can I say? What's the advice? What are the advices? What are the advices? Well, I can tell you, I'm a big fan of our brothers in AMC. I'm not going to say anything that might damage that cause or damage anybody's impressions of it. Truth is, you shouldn't trade more than you can afford to lose. So anything you've put in, anything, you shouldn't need to take it out. And if you do need to take it out to live on, then you need to do that. That's totally understandable. Nobody's going to tell you what to do with your money. But the best way to trade is not to put too much in any one thing. So that'd be my first point with regards in the response to that. Secondly, AMC's got plenty of upside on it too, in terms of the short term where the move goes. I don't know, like the upside of GME is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but as a percentage wise, it's maybe, short term, you're maybe looking at 200 or 300%. You could be thinking about that on GME. It's not crazy, right? It sounds crazy, but it isn't. If you look at the charts like we did earlier and talked about all this sort of stuff, it's not all that crazy. Easily see the price go up that much. Easily, right? But it's probably going to go up like 50 to 75 and then 100, 125 plus. With regard to AMC, like it looks like it might go down to around 54. I don't know, I've not looked at it in the last few seconds and that, but like it looked at 54 was like stick on really. Obviously gets 60 and above's really positive, and it's like done loads of closes in and around there, and like an amateur TA person might say, wow, 60, it's closing in around 60, woo. Truth is, it's not putting in enough strength at the minute around there. 54 looks like, to me, from what I looked at this morning, looked to stick on. But Rocky's a better answer with regards to that. And so, like, I don't recommend jumping between two trains, right? Literally, in real life, it's probably a stupid thing to do. And in terms of analogy, it's a good explanation, right? Like, one's going one direction, one's going the other direction. Are you sure, like, that you're jumping from one at the right time? Does one look like it's moving faster? But it's not about the speed at which they're moving. It's like the distance at which they're going is what's relevant. So often people will jump between one when they see one move faster, and that's not the decision you should have made ultimately. So I don't necessarily recommend people do anything. Don't recommend anything, right? This isn't financial advice and it's certainly not recommendations. But if you told your friends and they looked at these videos, they'd be like, hey, shit, I might do that, and that would be good for everybody, including them. But I'm getting a windfall soon. I can afford 100 shares GME, but I can afford 500 call with an expiry in 3 months. Would you suggest purchasing a call today, intending to exercise later? If you want to exercise it, 3 months away at $500. So that's $5,000 plopping on that. Right, isn't it? $500 call. Well, is it 50 grand? What am I talking about? 100 shares. You're getting 100 shares. Nice one, mate. You're getting a massive windfall. Well, so you're the sort of person who's going to be making decisions anyway, right? I don't need to feel guilty about giving you advice or that, and it's not advice anyway. I'm not talking about, but talking about your situation there, and perhaps considering what I might do if those things were happening. You're talking about 3 months, right? That's reasonably sensible. $500. That's also reasonably sensible. I mean, so so much about options. There's so many different ways of getting these shares. Obviously, you're asking that question. Expiries in 3 months. You want to get the call today, so you're getting the windfall soon, very soon. Expiry in 3 months is fine. There's nothing wrong with what you're talking about there. It's like, it seems sensible to me. And there's perhaps more profit in your pocket at the end of the day with the shares and that call option. Yeah, quite possibly. There's also obviously the idea of I don't want to advise you of anything then on a shorter any other option strategy in less than 3 months, because like when I read that I was like, sweet, Frost Crests, going to make loads of money, right? That's the way to do it. 3 month option contracts. You give yourself loads of flexibility, loads of ease of position management, and if you've got a windfall and you're not trading on leverage, then you're like doing a really good job there to reduce your risk and also maximize profit. I'd say doing the option play looks like a good one, but I can't give you that advice, and I certainly can't do that on a live video because other people would think it's advice for them, especially when you look at option contracts and the way that people trade them like reprobates. People might get excited too much. Naked, I did the TA on it and then I left it. Did I do the TA on it? Oh, you're looking for this as a retrace, but it's failed that 618 there, and then it could come all the way back down again. You look at this, that's like bullet bearishly divergent, is it? Yes. So it might come down and test this level again, and at around 6-1. But if it can actually recover 6530, which it may do if other things start popping off, then it can go on back up and you'll be looking at up there around 6.9, and then the moves on this one, I'm thinking long term really big. These Fibonacci's that I drew on are like just for people who are looking for advice today on this sort of thing, but the truth is, like I see this hitting up at about 8232. Needs to get above this 236 up before do all of that 6840 and those other things. It has to obviously get above the 6236. He has to do loads of things to get anywhere, and it is bearishly divergent at the minute, so you may be expecting something to come down lower, but the bigger move and the slightly more significant time frames, this is what we're looking at, right? I've obviously drawn it in already. Anything in and around here, you get it, fantastic. That'll quite easily work out as a head and shoulders. You've got hugely bullish divergent here. Possibly that's like dictate, like this is all, and with the way it works out, it is like a really nice head and shoulders. Also with my sort of way of doing it, it's just if you can draw a line through here, if it goes up like this. And then, yeah, that's when this little breakdown started, and that's clean enough. This shoulder's perfect. That's all good. So that looks right to me, more or less. That looks right. And so the measure move on this one, if it does work out, I know I'm doing this one, I should be doing other things, but somebody asked about it at one point, and then pop that up here, and the measure move from that takes you to like 6 point something, right? So there you go for a massive fuck off move. And when you're talking about that kind of level up, you know, it's a significant deal, right? Obviously it makes a difference where you get in terms of a percentage return at the end of the day, and if you're holding it through like thick and thin, then you might not want to be entering it at support, instead enter it, or at resistance, pardon me, want to enter at support, in which case, you know, if you're looking to find extra entries on this or that, or like you don't want to see it necessarily go much below there, there's a potential one. Also in here at the 0.5 fib there, and this resistance it's touched a couple of times, that's another one. And then as you can see, we were looking at this earlier, retrace on that, maybe even get in there, and that's the level you want to be breaking on the long term. You want to be breaking that, we'll give that a different colour, so boom, there you go. So that's what you're looking at naked. And then jumping between things. Yeah, the chap asked about jumping between things. Oh, that's down at 55 now, I see. Yeah, just like a little degree of bearish convergence and that. Just not head and shoulders on that one, obviously, with this and that, and it's above these. Okay, so yeah, you know, it's about whether it holds 54. If it doesn't hold 54, it's going to 52, and if it doesn't hold there, it's going to 47, 48. 49 used to be my favourite number when that was a thing. Wow, what was that? About 4 years old. Yeah, so that's what you're looking at, right? 54 would be good to hold. If it doesn't, it could go at 52, and if not, then not there, then 47, 48, 49. Tradespotting. I'm getting a windfall. So that was Frostcrest. And he was asking about that, and that was an important question, because it seems like there's a lot of money on the table. So what you'll be thinking there is, yeah, take that. That's what I would take. You know, also, the problem with options, like, you don't want to be trading it on leverage, so it's like a healthy capital investment, and you want to get capital efficiencies with your money. And if you're going to be buying and holding, you've already got shitloads of GME, then an options contract is a nice addition, because you can acquire the shares, maybe get them cheaper, especially over a period of time. You can reduce your risk even more, and if you're trading with other people's money, or which is how I would treat it if I got a windfall, and it could be from anything. I hope it wasn't bad news, and you're a nice dude, and I hope it works out for you. And it seems like whatever you do, you'll be doing the right decision in my mind if you're putting it in GME. That call option, $500, 3 months, it's very cheap there. $500 for 1,000, is that for the 100 shares? Because it might be at that price, I don't know. So I haven't looked at that far out options in a while, although I do have one for September. I'll look at that myself later and chat to you on Discord if you want, mate. But yeah, cool. Like initially, I think you're right. Looking at that call option does seem sensible. Tradespotting after the molest. I need a financial advisor. What's your hourly market rate? Frosty Crest. Yo, buddy. Your body. I like literally never do that jobby. Like, why trade other people's money when you can trade your own and that, and you can take your own risks? That's what I think. But I would give you advice as a mate, and it would be free, of course. after MOS, before MOS. No problem, mate. Happy to help. And thanks for everything you do, and you're a brilliant member of the family, and also contribute loads to other people's education. So, you're paying it forward, I'll pay it forward, we'll all just pay it forward and make the world a better place. I don't really want. That's good enough for me, mate. Sage Critic, yo buddy, where are you? What are you saying? Just agreeing that the fundamentals of AMC do not support the current price, whereas GME fundamentals support well over this price point. Yeah, it's difficult for me to get into the conversation about certain things, because I do like to draw comparisons between AMC and GME to make good points about GME, but all the people here is like a critique of AMC, and the truth is I don't really have a critique of AMC, Sure, I might have done things differently if I was the CEO, but nobody invited me to be the CEO of a multinational global cinema chain, so who the fuck am I to tell them how to do that side of things? And with regards to like preserving shareholder value, maybe he knows stuff I don't. I would expect him to. He is the CEO. With regards to stock operating, yeah, sure, I'd probably give him really good advice. So if Adam Aaron wants to follow me on Twitter, which I can't get into my account because it's locked, and that, yeah, sure, I'll give him great advice on stock operating. It would be free too, like the same way other stock operators will be paying him. I'll give him some of the best advice you could ever hope to get for free. Tradespotting is the decline of VIX also foreshadowing some larger moves, and not necessarily. Right? The decline of the VIX might. Oh, you mean the VIX drop rather than the volatility? Yeah. Not necessarily. You would expect that would be quite counterintuitive. If you might think like with the VIX going down, you'd be like, well, volatility is going down, things are okay. But like the VIX on its own, it's very difficult to just to look at the VIX on its own and make any sort of a decision, especially because like, what is the question really asking there? And with the VIX going down, your volatility will be going down, so the inherent price of lots of financial instruments will be going down. But then that means that like there's big moves coming. So no, it's blocking me. Lol. What's blocking you, Bama Pajama? Well, can't donate anymore. But what does 420 July 16th look like? It's blocking you from doing, because it's like, oh my god, this guy's investing too much money in these guys, and you probably are. And I hope if that is the case. Hey, Rocky's here, awesome, and he's here with a graphics card. Why? Because my computer damaged the fan in the other one, and now it makes stupid noises all the time. So I've got a new graphics card, and that'll also mean I can use all these extra monitors, which will be so much better. Thank God, Tradespotting. That was that question. ZG. Sorry, that's not Zig. It's ZG. Yo, ZG. Thanks for the question. And is it a foreshadowing? I think it is to a degree, right, but not in a straightforward sense. Similar to when I was talking about the HVP earlier, and I was saying like the absence of evidence is evidence. The inaction is, in this sense, paints its own picture, tells its own story. There is no zero hypothesis. Even stopping and not moving. We're not T-Rexes. Like, we don't only detect information by a movement. We can see what's right in front of us, and that is like this huge explosive move that's likely coming on the GMEs. So like the volatility, like this just shows you that the volatility has been so low. I know I've got lots of drawings on there, but if we turn them off for a second, you can see that like this is just not breaking out of any sort of a range on any sort of a time frame. Even when you drop down to 13 minutes, like it's absolutely totally destroyed. So your volatility will drop, and that'll be the same across lots of different things in the VIX itself. Like, so it dropping, not necessarily, but it's good information, and building it into your analysis means like when one of them flips, you'll be able to see, does the VIX flip? Does it all change? Does it when it does crash? What happens there? And if very least you'll learn something, and if not, it may if not even more, it might give you a good heads up on a trade to make. So it's a good question, mate. Liquid cool that graphics card with watermelon juice if you want it overclock it. I don't know about all that stuff. It's not a very good graphics card. Didn't spend lots of money on it. Rocky got it. It's not paying back. Pardon me. It's this little one. It's like extra monitor ports and extra HDMI so that I can get the other monitors on and actually look at things on more than one screen, because this is making me blind, and it also makes it really hard. Ideally I think that people should have like 2 screens, or like 34 inches worth of real estate to do trading properly. So you've got your charts open, and you'll have like probably 2 or 3 charts open. And you know, if you're doing it all the time, all day, every day, and you don't want to flick between different screens and that, and you want to have like various things open and have all your indicators open as well on separate panels and have everything really clear, and then have all alerts set up for separate things and a separate place to view your alerts, then the more screens the better, right? It's nearly, you can just trade on your phone. I did when my computer and the other stuff was all nicked. Traded on my phone for like 4 or 5 months. And it's alright, but like you can't do as much as you want to do, and so you can't spot all the opportunities you might otherwise have done. Bigger the screen, more real estate, you're kind of making space for yourself to do more things. So why am I talking about that? Oh yeah, guys, I got a graphics card, but it's not particularly good. It's just the one that'll be good enough to run the monitors. Grace Foundation, where's your friend who likes to play? Aye. Difficult questions. Someone's gonna crack a code at some point. Been watching on AMC feed today. Love. How's GME getting on? Quick glimpse. It looks to be trading sideways today. Been watching an AMC feed today. A feed, like a ticker feed or a YouTube show. And if it's a YouTube show, what dude have you been watching? How's GME getting on? Quick glimpse. This is what I was just after talking about. The quick glimpse of GME is what's the 57-second video that I put out last night that everyone should watch and share with people. It's really important. It's the quick glimpse. And on an even quicker actual literal glimpse is GME's been doing this, right? This, like some people say, is boring and whatnot, but this is what happens before absolutely massive huge moves. And the last time it did what it's doing here on the 4-hour chart over a period of around 74 bars, last time it did that, and the signal it put in volume and the divergences and the confluence with the MACD and DMI and all the other indicators that I've had up shows that this is GME is going to absolutely explode, right? So if you're one of these people who like to take good trades and trade well, then you're like, cool, this is a sensible place to enter. This feels cool. And then later on, the amazing shit all happens. Whereas crap traders, what they do is they're like, well, what's moving? And they look at something moving and then they try and jump on it, and like they miss most of the move, obviously. Often they get caught in at the top and they're underwater and they're like, why does this happen to me? And it's because they only buy the tops. You know, I only buy the tops. You've heard this, right? What do you think of today's thumbnail? For me, I thought, right, well, I'm getting suffering, right, because I looked up what's the average click-through rate on a YouTube video. In this industry, 16.6%. And I checked mine, and guess what it is? Can you guess what my click-through rate is, chat? Right, and this is really important for how your YouTube channel grows. Can you guess what my click-through rate is? Give it a guess. With the average being 16.6% in this industry. Guess what mine is? %. Nice guess. No. Well, I don't see many guesses coming in. I'll tell you, it's 6.4%. 6.4% of the people who subscribe to my videos decide to click on it when it comes up in front of them. So that's why. That is it. That is the whys and the whats and the jukers and the beavers. So yeah, so like GME looks like it's not been doing much, but the truth is, this is when you buy. Never a fool, but then Bitcoin break. I had to realize my mistake, and I only buy the top. So if you don't only buy the top, you buy at times like this, or you buy at support. And is this support? Quite possibly, mate. Quite possibly. And is it something to get excited about? Well, the truth is, you can enjoy the moment when things are going up. You can enjoy that if you're not completely and utterly peeing your pants at the time. And the way to do that is to be excited about this sort of thing. So be excited about the signals, right? Excited about what you can learn. So, like, this is when you get excited when this stuff happens, because you know that shit's going to go down, right? Like, this is when you get excited, like, fucking yes, amazing, finally. Like, it's even a degree of relief to me. Like, and prices can move down. I don't give a flying shit because I've got the phone call. Or you can just buy the top when you get excited about price moves, and that way emotions does brew in people's trading accounts. But I mean, that's not directed to you. You probably own both of them, and don't start dogging. Don't start. You've already started. Stop. Gotcha. Yeah, so that's not directed at you. I mean, you're probably a perfectly good trader. I'm not saying that. All what I mean is, and you probably got loads of GME, and that's why you're here asking. And you also hold AME because you're a really true ape, and you probably bought it ages ago, and so on. But that's the thing that strikes me about like sideways trading. You know, people are like meh, and I understand meh, like because I get the same feeling myself, but also it's what excites me. It just is what excites me. Like, you know, you'll see in the Bing Bong video and then the second one yesterday. They both came when prices are doing nothing, but that was when I was most excited. Almost as many likes as views. Awesome, thanks everybody, and likes appreciated. That's great. 1%, 4%. Like these are people who are realistic. Finesse finance. How's it going, mate? Judged at 90%. Now you see, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Sage Critic 2869. Oh, that would have been nice. 420%. That's what I'm aiming for. 37, 40, 32. So only about 4 or 5 people guessed under 16.6. You thought I'd have it right on it. You thought, hey, it'll be standard. Everyone is, but no. So that was good guessing there. It's because we're not getting notifications. I know, right? Well, I can't do anything about that, right? Either I have been shadow banned, which is quite possible because none of my fucking viewers come from YouTube; they all come from external sources. And since all my external sources have been pretty much shut down, it's you guys, and the audience is dropping all the time, and all the members is all going down, and the Patreons is going down. Everything's going down. I'm up in the effort. I'm doing collabs. Doing Bell to Bell streams, I'm doing written DD, doing short clips, I'm doing shorts that last more than 50 seconds, I'm getting rid of all the adverts, I'm doing all that stuff. I'm buying licenses for music so that videos don't get dinged by YouTube that way. I'm doing everything I can. I don't know what else I could do. Really didn't can. I'm also making kick-ass thumbnails, like they really are damn freaking good. And so why do people not click that? Like today's thumbnail, like I'd have clicked that every every previous version of me would have clicked that thumbnail. I'm sure every future version of me too if I'd seen it. Mod me then, says Frostcrest. You want modded for something? Mod. Add moderator. There, you're modded, Frostcrest. It happened. You're only the third moderator after Rocky Outcrop and Ape Andy, and there you go, Frosty Cresty. That's a great responsibility. Not to put it lightly either. Like I'll hope now that you're a moderator of this channel that in 12 months' time you're able to teach people as good as I am, communicate with them in a way that completely changes their life financially. Like that's what Rocky and that's what Ape Andy do, and now that's a responsibility that rests on your shoulders, Frosty Crest, truthfully. And I've really clicked it there without two doubts about it, because I think that you're worth it. And you'll be a good addition to the team, and I really appreciate your help, and I think we're all of you mates. But this is the challenge. Tradespotting, you're excellent. Your excitement is the only excitement we need. It's infectious. Makes us all buy the button. Hit the buy button. Hit the buy button. I only buys the GME. Tradespotting, I got paid today. Should I pay for the children's nursery or buy more GME so I can drive them to nursery in a Lambo? Oh, don't scratch me, Coco. That's not like you. Oh. You should. That's the thing. Priorities, right? Like pay for the children's nursery. I don't give financial advice. I don't. But you the reason you make, this is the question, like what makes you happy? Does money make people happy? And it's a stupid question, because money of course does not make you happy. You think about this, like what does that even mean? But money makes me happy. Well, what can you do with money? Well, you can spend it, right? Is you spending all your money make you happy? No, because then you've got none left, and that doesn't make you happy, right? Having money and not spending it, does that make you happy? No, because what's the fucking point in having it if you can't spend it? So there you go, right? Money doesn't make you happy because neither having it nor anything you can do with it will ever make you happy. It's that you will be able to do something with money means that bad things don't happen, and you're able to take advantage of situations and help people, and maybe yourself, maybe other people. And the only way you can do that with money. And so it's not about having the money, it's not about spending the money, it's about your ability to earn money will make you happy. And if you can do that from learning how to trade the markets, then it'll set you free. And what do you do with that money? Well, the only point in earning it in the first place is to help people. And nobody you can, charity begins at home. And who do you love more in your life than your children? And that's the only reason you'd ever make money in the first place is to spend on them. So like, what's having more money, right? That's like the debate is already finished, right? Because your kids come first ahead of even a tiny risk. So you got to pay for the kids' nursery. Unless, of course, you're sending them a really expensive nursery. And then you're like, fuck you kids. Like, you're going to this council nursery from now on. I'm going into GME. Bam! It's also closer, so I don't need to drive you. So that's what I would do. And then I'd teach them at home, so they got smarter and they went to a better school. And it would all be like paid for by the school because they'd be so very, very intelligent. Tradespotting. Yo. And that was that. So I hope that's a good a good answer. The truth is, you should always, if you've got a choice like that to make, and I know you're joking, they should always spend it on your family. Always. Tradespotting was all in. Just leave our phone numbers and you can ring us each time in the morning when you're ready to do the show. That's a good shout. I'll ring you in the morning. Send a group text. I could probably set up so there's some notification on Rocky's Discord, or I could maybe tie it into because I don't think you can do like automatic post to Reddit or that. And my Twitter's down, so I can't do it like that. And YouTube doesn't like giving everyone notifications, so I can't make that happen. I don't know, but like I did make it quite obvious to I mean, I know how the odd person will think, yeah, but we're not getting alerts and we're not getting this and that, but the truth is it isn't that. It's not that at all. It's just people are choosing not to tune in, and all the other channels are getting bigger. And like this is because the big audience out there don't ever get, I don't cross their eyes, I don't cross their path, so they don't know I exist. Because YouTube isn't pushing me because I swear too much and whatnot, and people report my videos because they don't like me and they've fallen out with me on the internet, other places, because they got their own agenda, and it doesn't work well with me trying to make everybody else make money. For some reason they've got some problem with that. Twitter shut down. I don't know, like it's all the, like I rely entirely, as I have done since I started this channel and didn't have the karma to post anything, and my Twitter was like nothing, no one was following it, and it's like I rely, and as I always have done, on you guys, on my internet buddies. It's all I rely on you to like tell your mates and that, and I know you have told them all, and I made new mates in here as well. Harley Quinn, nice to meet ya. Whoop whoop whoop. Sorry, that was Daniel Assange. $10. They're doubling up. I only watch you and Rocky. Other YouTubers cringe with misleading clickbait titles and feigned excitement about non-events and bad TV, but unwashed masses that dig shiz, nothing to be done. Yeah, the unwashed masses that dig the shiz. Yeah. Yep, I know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe people have said to Rocky before, like, content's too complicated, you need to dumb it down for more people. And it's like, I don't know, like, do people want dumbed down content? I think they want the best possible content, and there's millions and millions of people in the world. Millions of them watch YouTube, and they would love this channel, like, and Rockies and maybe the others. I'm not, but like specifically, they love this shit, right? I know, I've traded for 20 years. I know what it's like. I know that people like trading like me too, right? Even if it's just as entertainment, or if they hate me, like it's something to watch, and they would watch it sooner than the other pish that gets massive views. But I'm not slagging those people off. They deserve their hard work, deserve credit, and they got it, and well done. A touch of that would be fantastic, though. It's just that exposure is so weak. You know what it's like, right? I'm not going to advertise the business, so I rely on exposure, and exposure would come from word of mouth. And when I can't talk about it anywhere, that severely limits the word of mouth stuff. And so it's all I'll rely on the kindness of strangers, but you aren't strangers, you're internet buddies, and I've used your kindness loads by asking you to tell friends, and you all have already. So I'm just going to shut up and just hope that the continued effort and whatnot, and then think about it. I'll think about it and figure something out. I don't know what to do, but it's the people like Diamond Tips Today and that making clips of all my stuff, and sharing them on Reddit and people sharing them on Twitter and downloading videos and sharing them on Instagram stories so that other people within your friend group that follow your Instagram are all interested, and then bum, you know, like follow me on Instagram, King Jamie the First, that's FIRST, King Jamie the First, and like I'll put up stories with like my shorts and the videos and other things about price targets and GMEs and memes and whatnot. And you can just entertain it, and you can share it to your story, and then other people will see it, and they'll be like, whoa, what's this? And there's Jamie about to fucking explode. Shit, I better get back in. I was going to wait till whenever. It's like, no, don't wait till whenever. Get the fuck back in. Yo, Lipton. Clarify, we love your Jamie, especially the AMC and others will squeeze as well if you're... Oh yeah, you're asking me about the Lambo. Oh, and then for also Coco versus Sock. Yes, Coco versus Sock. Well, Coco's now run away. Thank goodness. If you're willing to go all the way from pre-op in full post-op Iran, the donation after has convinced me to make you an honest woman. Let me know. Haha, you've been following these alerts. I know, right? It's and I've said about that, but did I read that out properly about Iran? Is that train? It's train. Just post-op train. I don't know, I can't read it properly from here. Monitor's too big, and that's too far away. If you're willing to go all the way from pre-op to full post-op on train, on stream maybe that means. I could imagine. Well, that would take a huge donation. What am I even talking about? It's silly. I sent a group email. Oh yeah, I got that one from Max before. Right, awesome. And Hopi-Wan Kenobi. Hopi-Wan Kenobi subscribed. Welcome, Hopi-Wan Kenobi. You've got a fantastic name. Chop donated $4, $5 through Super Chat. Now. David Munchkin became a member. Chimp. Now. Why does that say now? Oh, it's because it happened now. Okay, stop dancing. It's not dancing, is it? Anyway, it's just waving my arms around like I'm trying to put dishes away. Yo, putting the dishes away, sticking the dishwasher. Thanks very much, that's very generous. And David Mickey becoming a member. Chip. Hey, yo, Dave, thanks very much, Mick Jerkin. Look, Mick Jerkin isn't real. Sorry. Thanks, David, Mr. McJerkin. Thank you, Mr. McJerkin. How are you today, Mr. McJerkin, sir? Thank you very much for joining up, become a member. Welcome to the family. Thanks for everybody who's done that. Right, my mum's here, and I'm going to go and see her for a bit, and then maybe come back and do the last 15 minutes of close. But then nobody really watches, do they? How many people are watching right now? Just out of interest, let's see. Do people watch this show? There was 500, now there's 468, and 536 likes. Cool. So people have got what they wanted. They tuned in, they tuned out, they saw it, and they came, they saw, they conquered, they loved it. Whoop-de. Mod me ape lord, Harry Buttcheeks, the legend that he is. You see, you're a legend, Harry. You are a true legend. And then you're only joined, then you were immediately a member, and then you were a big member, and now you're asking to be a moderator. And I may indeed mod you, Henry, Senor Buttcheeks. Holy shit, did the concurrent viewers just drop by 200? Oh, like that. It looked like it did, but surely you're just talking shit, YouTube. It can't have just 200 people just left. That's a silly thing to say. Well, I've already modded one person today, Frostcrest. So, Mr. Senor looking to be modded, well, it's a great honour, and it would be a big hand, especially because, like, moderators tend to get really, like, helpful and do shit I've seen on other channels anyway. It's not very easy with Ape Andy and Rocky Outcrop being the moderators because they've got their own YouTube channel and they have to do so much work, so they can't do it. But Frostcrest, and he also helps out loads in Rocky's Discord, so he might not be able to do it. But you know, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe it is. And Harry Buttcheeks, if there's anyone that's right up there in the runnings, it's you. Let me think about all the things. Look at me think first about all the responsibilities that I'm going to put on your shoulders, Henry. Fuck's sake. I suppose part of the deal is that I give you call you by the right name. Sorry, Henry. Let me think first about all the responsibilities I'm going to put on your shoulders. You don't necessarily want to volunteer for the role, and Frostcrest doesn't even know what he's got himself into yet. You don't know yet, Frosty. I'm gonna bear great weight upon you. Jamie, would you do a cheeky TA on AMD or CRSR, please? That was a Jenica. You want to look at AMD? I'll look at AMD. Yeah, I will look at that. All-time highs, motherfucker. All-time highs, motherfucker. It's convergent, it's going on, it's done that, that's brilliant, that's all brilliant, that's all brilliant. Volume confirmed, DMI confirmed, strength of trend. MACD reached the top, matched the top, bump. May take a turn around now, it's running out there, it's still in the overbought zone, overbought. Ching. That's that. Whoa. I like it a lot. At some point you're probably going to see a retest of this level, right? You know, it's like, do you want to give me it? No, you don't. You want to be like that. It's me pushing the wrong button. Don't fool yourself, Jamie. Is it me though? It is. I've just turned the drawings off, so then I turn them on, there'll be loads of drawings now. Yeah, loads of lines there. That's quite a number of lines you got yourself there, Jimmy pal. It'll probably test this level again, mind you. It has, like, it broke out of it and retested it. It's just it's only tested it once. There's 15 minutes, so it's like an early. Well, you see, there's a retest on that, and early, quite possible. But that candle is the breakthrough. There's your resistance through back here. Boom, ping bong. The price is wrong. What's that notification? Spider Monkey member. Bloominek. Nine's down 13. Holy sugars. Nine's is now minus 4 then. Nine's down 13 is now minus 4. And it's a spider monkey. That's really generous of you. Thanks so much for joining up. That's really appreciated. Big welcome to Nine's down 13. aka minus 4. Welcome very much. It's appreciated. That's awesome. Fuck yeah. Thanks so much for the membership things, like such a big deal. Thanks for everyone who joined that, right? And then, especially if you're into old spider monkeys. So AMD, you're looking at that, and this looks like a harmonic. So at least an A, B, C, D, right? You could draw it from all over the place here. There's loads of them. I just go this. I'll do a cipher. Maybe we'll just do this. I've just done it wrong. No, this is all wrong. It's a calm down, computer. Okay. Who was that talking about nursery earlier? That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to do that. I can't be bothered to do it wrong, make it look silly. The truth is, it looks like it's in about 4 or 5 different X, A, B, C, D parts. It's probably in some sort of a Gartley. It looks like a harmonic. If I'm right, then this is going to... Can you say that? You can, right? You can. People are like, that's head and shoulders. This is a rounded top, right? And it's true. It could be that. Right? Could be that sort of thing. We'll see. I don't think it is. I think it's going to break out of that. Put it in the context of where it's come from. That's that. Would it go down here? Yes, it's possible. There. You could probably hear Rocky in the background because he's talking so very, very unnecessarily loudly. It's like he doesn't even know I make YouTube videos. Hey, oi! Yeah. Keep the noise down out there, you punks. Sorry, dinner's ready. Dinner? Oh my god, someone's made me dinner. There's a flashback to years ago. Someone made me dinner. Right. That's true, right? Rocky's cooked for me a few times, I have to admit he has. That's obviously, but before that I went out with model and she didn't eat, so not very much anyway. So there was that, and then previous to that was years and years ago. Before then, I didn't eat, so I didn't ever do it. So dinner is like a foreign thing to me, especially at dinner time. It's dead weird. Right, what am I talking about here? Oh, I was talking about the potential for this being good, although it looks like it may have that on a bigger time frame. Does it look like that? No, it doesn't necessarily yet, but it could do. Oh, I hope it doesn't. I'm going to give you some bullish TA on this because I don't like that, but overall, me heart is, what do I think of this? think about it's going to go to the 1414 on this move. There's your top. There's your low. There's your 1414. It's coming in at this other part of this top too. Yeah, so you could take a trade on this. You'd rather get it in at these entries here. You know, it doesn't necessarily going to get there, right? It's quite a long way down there at 89. And that's certainly down to 82. You're probably unlikely to get that, but you'd rather get that than enter here because it might only go to 94. You know, it's confluent with this area of resistance over here, and I expect it'll get touched down. It's also the 12172, right? 1.272, which is a very common target from this pattern. It's just like actually that's more common. It's actually up at the 1414 on this move. That's what people trade for when they've seen this sort of thing. And it's got divergence from the previous low, so it may just go on and do that full move, and whether it comes back or not is anybody's question. But up at about $100, that's what you'd be looking at, perhaps like 97.50. But between there, a zone to 100. This is the AMD jiggy. Look, jiggy. My dinner's ready, apparently. Apparently my dinner's ready. Every time I say something like this, YouTube Analytics tells me that 200 people piss off. Like, it tells me that, which is ridiculous, eh? Like, I'm like, oh, my dinner's ready, and then 200 people leave. Where you guys must have been off to get your own dinner. That's what it is. H. Jones. When moon. Or moon. Wow, I'm really going to have to work on those colours. It says when moon. My design skills do lack in some ways. Nobody told me what they thought of the thumbnail. I thought it was really pushing the boundaries. Tradespotting, are you into any precious metal stocks? Any faves? GME. I love GME. The precious metal. GME. I'll talk more about that tomorrow if you want. I'm about to go off, but yeah, not at the minute, mate. It's all looking a little bit dodgy. I know a rocket scientist called James. He's a friend. I've only met him once, but he's a really nice dude, and he knows loads about it, and about the DD in and around the precious metals market at the minute. And he's a rocket scientist, and he's a fucking genius, and he's a dead nice guy. And I met him once, and I was like, man, this guy is so sound. He totally is, and he's got a beautiful, lovely partner called Kitty, and the two of them are fucking awesome. And why am I telling people about his name and his life? He doesn't necessarily need to do that, Jimmy. Yeah, you'll lose another 200 viewers by saying that stuff about dinner. Anyway, yes, lots of people know lots of different things about metal markets, and I'll talk about that more maybe tomorrow if you suits yes, if you want. When I trade with regards to the metal markets, usually because it doesn't move that much, and I'm not really interested in trading on leverage on some of these things. So instead, what I do in order to maximize these sort of moves is I trade like the tools and pickaxes of the business, right? The miners and whatnot. And so I'll trade like NUGT or whatever. For example, this. I drew this. I definitely drew. Oh, I did it. So like for example, I've got yo mate. Trade set up on this. I think I put this in yesterday's video. If I had an army of clip makers, that would be a clip of this already. But I don't have time to do it all. Did I draw all that one as well? Jesus Christ! Look at this. I've done the works there, haven't I? I probably gave 2 trade setups for this. If that's the case, let me zoom out and see what I've done here. Have I gone and done that? Oh, did you go and do that, Jimmy? I'll get 1 trade set up on this. It's only getting a 1 long, and oh my goodness, it's a good one. Maybe I did done on and deleted it. Oh, so there's these sort of things, right? These are potential trades, but they come with stop losses because they might not work out. And then again, this one I'd actually rather take it from down here. It's just that one gives you a really good risk management, and that's NUGT, and I covered it yesterday. So that's that, and that's everything, I think. Thanks so much from 9s down 13, you can remember. I'm going to do this thing. I can't even see that. Is that on the screen there? Because I moved everything over so much. Let me see. Did that ever work? I think it worked. Anyway, yo. So we got 562 likes. That's awesome. If you haven't hit like yet, please hit like. And then if you want to help me, blow those other ideas. Thumbnail made me think, is he a low-key vampire? Haha. Well, you see, you that's to a degree quite an innocent thought. Tradespotting, why no pre/post-market T? Is it not applicable then? What do you mean? Is it not applicable? It's all applicable. It's always applicable. Hi Coco, did you get on screen again? Did ya? Something out with Jimmy. It's barely moving off 210. dumping up fan existential. You know what it's up with it. I've been talking about it all day and all day yesterday. You know what's up with it. Hi Coco. Hi Apple. How are you doing, Apple? Great to see you, Apple. Why no pre-product? Why no? Because I've got to eat my dinner and I've got a life. I've got to live it and I've got to eat or I'll die, Katie. But I could easily come back and I do post-market TA and pre-market TA often, buddy. It's lunchtime for me. Good for you, mate. You should eat all of your lunch. That's a good time to eat lunch. It's a very important meal. Coco mad it green again. Coco made it green again. Haha. Coco's good at that. She called 317 last time. How long are you thinking till Moas my dude? Well, I've been talking about it not really in terms of time, in terms more of breaking important levels, and the important level to break is 343, an open, a close, and then an open again on a weekly time frame with a candle for a week above 343, and then I expect we'll see some crazy ass moves. But the fuller move of the formation we're in at the minute could take us from anywhere from 343 to 450 to 480 to 550, 650, 770, depending on what move you're looking at. What's your opinion on the art and poetry of William Bell Scott? It's fantastic, Bright Spark. I'm a big fan of it. I got into the Hercia mining and the variety of commodities under the name. I'm following along, but I'm actually thinking about Bright Spark's very probing question above there. William Bell Scott, and everybody should look into these sort of things. If you see Bright Spark saying anything like that, you should look into it. It could be very lucrative, and you'll learn a lot. Thank you for subscribing, Craig Hunter. Yo, Craig, thanks very much for subscribing. Streamlabs gotcha, I gotcha. Awesome. Live on watermelon and Fiji water. Oh yeah, live on it. Live on watermelon and Fiji. Wow. Wally's World. How's it going, Wally? Great to see you. Apple, Wally, Eddie, Grace. Legends, all of you. Queen Bee, wow, Queen Bee here too, so lucky. Yes. Katie, Tradespotting, I meant that as you not seem to pay much attention to its movements, pre or post-market, why does the exclusion from our discussion hold? I do pay loads of attention to it, Katie. You like, for example, on Friday, I did the last 10 minutes of close, and I said, if we close above 205, there's going to be crazy post-market action, and then it was just on Friday, and you were here maybe, and then on Friday we said everything we said that would happen in those 10 minutes, and then the post-market action took us up to 222 or whatever before Monday's open, and that was all post-market, and I predicted it ahead of close over a weekend, which is something you'll never really see in your life again, and it is important, and I do talk about it. I talk about the liquidity issues of trading at those times for us as retail and the advantages to people at the large banks. And I talk about TA all the time. With regards to TA, so very much of it is to do with the open and the close of a candle, and that can only happen. There can only be an open and a close of a candle that you can count as towards TA that happens during trading hours. But you can factor in the things that happen in between times, like just not the open and close aspect of my TA. So when you hear me say open, close, open, that would always have to be during market hours for those things to factor into my TA. But it is really important, and I do it a lot all the time, and I do factor it into nearly every video when I talk about anything. So perhaps I'm not doing a good enough job of communicating how important I think it is, but I do TA on it, and I'll just click the buttons that tell us like what's going on. That's not on the right type of commodity, so let's look at actual market. Yo mate, how's it going, Cokestar? 30 minutes, and then I think it's on there. Anyway, why am I doing this now? I'm going to eat some food, but I do it all the time. I'm not sure if I've got turned or not. Anyway, let's just wrap up the TA there. So we're going to cover these moving average. We're going to cover the 236 up there. We're above the 236 here. That's important. We can keep going up to we want to break the 233. We're going to break the 618 Fibonacci retracement on our most recent fib. That's the Fibonacci that took us down. We're going to break that 618, which is also confluent with the 236, which is the Fibonacci that took us up. And those are two Fibonacci levels. The US dollars is a zone between 222 and 225. We break there, then it's short short shift up to 244 and then on to 279, and that's where price action is going. Brought to you by Tradespotting. Welcome to the future. I'm a direct line to the truth. This is the greatest story ever told about the greatest show we've ever seen. Stick around, you'll learn something, might even get rich, who knows. Thanks very much for everybody tuning in. It's you guys that make the show, and you make my life so much better and enjoyable and fulfilling, and doing this is so much more fun than I ever imagined it would be. Freaking love it, and I love all yous, and thanks everybody for joining up supporting. I've got to play credits. Because the people down as members, and I forgot to do it a couple of times, and I do like it so people can see that each other supporting things. I've not got credits there. Fabulous, you're a real genius, Jamie. There, done. Does this work? Says it works, but I bet you it doesn't work. I bet you this doesn't work. I bet it doesn't work. Roll credits, roll credits, roll credits, roll. Thanks for subscribing. Super chats. Arts of Labour, thank you so much. D. Harker, both right at the start there. Daniel, lucky fiver, it filled me right up. Bam Bam Pajama, huge donation, you're a legend. Vic, Vince, thank you. Vic, Max, Lepton, and Job, these are all very generous, thanks very much. And then subscribers, Sonny, Greg, Alex, David, long time lurker, Hope You Wan Kenobi, and Craig Hunter. Cheers guys, thanks so much. And then Doomslayers, Yeti, Lepton, David Lover, and Andreas Anderson, David, Kirk Jerkin, and 9's down 13. I got everybody, I managed to read it out. Thanks guys, these are legends, donators and members and subscribers, all of you, thanks so much. And those who just lurk and give me the watch time and are clicking on my videos, I appreciate you guys too, thanks so much. And if it's the first time you've seen me, I really appreciate you for stopping by, thanks. And if you're any of those people I mentioned before, love yous, thanks so much, really love yous, thanks. See you either later if something interesting happens, or maybe tomorrow, don't know. Well, I mean, I'll definitely be here tomorrow, and I'll definitely be here tomorrow for market open, so like, I'll definitely be live at 2:30 tomorrow GMT, or market open